Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Freaky Tales on this lovely Sunday evening. I want to welcome everybody tonight to a Freaky Tales episode that I'm going to start off by saying that I didn't really care to do. And I'm being honest with you when I say that. I didn't really care to do it, but there were some people that were requesting it, and I would like to keep the fans happy. For some reason, every time the Bible's mentioned, a lot of you guys get your panties in a bunch. But in order for us to tackle this subject, you have to use the main source. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody on the live chat. I want to thank everybody who decided not to be on the live chat. I want to thank everybody who liked, comment, subscribe. Make sure you guys smash that like button, please. I'm asking you guys that. I want to thank everybody joining us and everybody that's going to watch the rerun tomorrow or tonight when they get home from work. Do we still use that word rerun today? Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. And first and foremost, I'd like to welcome Rick. How are you?
Tony, what's up, man?
I'm doing pretty good. And yourself?
Good, man. Good.
You know, first and foremost, I want to ask you, how was your weekend going?
Good. Busy as always.
Yeah. Busy is always good. You have to know how to manage your time, because one thing you'll never get back is time.
Yeah. It's the only asset that you can't return.
Right. But you know what? Rick, I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to do this. And I know when we talked last night, I was just like,
Yeah. To be fair to everyone listening, he did not want to do it.
Because the only source that we get
all of the information from
is the Bible.
Yeah, there's no other book.
There's no other book, guys. So everybody that's here is because obviously you have heard of this person called the Antichrist, whom I believe is coming. Okay, and who I believe is already here. Okay, but this is something. It is a freaky subject. It is a freaky topic. This is Freaky Tales, so we're going to try to do it. I'm going to keep it very, very shallow. I named this one Part 1 in case you guys like it in the comments. That you guys would like for me to do a Part 2 where I go deeper into the subject of the Antichrist, the 7-year tribulation, the 144,000, the 2 witnesses, the temple. I'll give you Old Testament types and shadows of Antichrist. I can do it all because I've been studying this since I've been like 22 years old. And it's one thing that did attract me to scriptures was the prophetic or prophecy, or what we would call eschatology, the study of the end times. Throughout this show tonight, I'm going to have Rick, ask me whatever he wants to ask me, because I'm going to be leading this one today. But first and foremost, I want to touch on something that I saw last year about a monster can. If we could bring that up. A lot of people were sending it to me and were telling me, hey, look into this. Look what you're doing. Monster is now, they did a version, I guess, of their drink where they put an apple. The apple, we all know, Rick, it talking about what?
When Eve bit the fruit.
The fruit. Now, can you confirm that the Bible never said apple?
Yeah, and nobody knows what fruit it is.
Right. Nobody knows, okay? The only fruit that we do have named by name in the scriptures is a fig.
Fig, yeah.
And it appears in the book of Genesis, okay? Now, so people tell me, hey, look, Tony, look, they're talking about the apple, and are you gonna bite the apple? Isn't that kind of like sinning? Because, the 3 scratches, those aren't scratches, those are Hebrew letters. 666. This is the devil's drink. For it not being healthy, I wouldn't recommend people to just drink it, but
who knows?
Now, I looked into it, Rick, because I will confess that when I was working at Ralph's for about 5 years, I was addicted to those monsters.
I drank them a lot in junior high school.
Okay. And they're not healthy at all.
No, they're so bad for you.
They taste great with crushed ice. I love them. Okay. So now, with that being said, I looked for that can, and I thought it might be just in Europe, Canada, and Australia.
Yeah.
Well, today is your lucky day.
Why is that?
I found one today. So it is actually real.
Where'd you get that? eBay?
No.
Here. See that? That's pretty cool. That's a cool can.
Bro, they got them at Food for Less. That's where I get my Chucky drinks, Chucky's blood.
I know.
Chucky's punch.
I went to 7-Eleven today, dude, trying to look for a cool juice because look at the cup too. I went to Target with my wife. I was like, I'm tired of Tony having all these cool cups and these spooky drinks. I'm going to bring something. And all I found was a ghost coffee mug. And my wife was like, oh my God, you should get it. It's so cute. So I'm not going to drink out of that. Maybe on Saturday morning with my coffee.
Now, honestly, I'm not going to bite the apple.
Okay. Well,
I'm just going to leave it as a decoration here for right now. But I actually found it. So yes, it does exist. Because all last year I looked for it. Everybody made TikTok videos about this. When you guys get a chance, look up the apple monster and it'll pop up on TikTok. People making, the devil's doing, the devil's this, the devil's that. Whatever.
And the brand is Bad Apple. That's the flavor.
Bad Apple. Okay.
It's a cool can though.
Okay, guys. So now I want to say, somebody said juice. Juice. Okay.
I love a good Jewish joke.
Be careful with that, okay? Be careful with that. Okay, now I'm going to show off my Michael Myers. That's a cool.
You know what's pretty cool if you think about it? If you have a fig tree at your house.
I have one.
Yeah, you do. But when you really think about it, that's one of the first
that's why I planted
ever mentioned in the Bible.
I planted it and I ate of it, okay?
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. When you grab two of them, I'm not trying to be funny. You know what it looks like, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's good for.
Is it really?
That's what it's good for. Okay? So, yeah. Okay, I'm not going to read from it, but I pulled it out today. For those of you guys, I've been having this, I want to say, since the mid-90s, because my very first Bible that was given to me by my teacher. And it had the King James Version. When you open it, it had like the King James Version. It had the Amplified, New American Standard, and the New International. So I had them like this.
All three books?
All four. And I still have it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wow.
Now, after reading the scriptures, okay, I was told to read it like a history book. And for those of you guys that wonder what kind of Bible do I have, I read out of the New King James, okay? It's a Nelson's Study Bible. That's the one that I would recommend to you guys. Nelson's Study Bible, okay? And I read this so much. My favorite book is the book of Genesis. And as you can tell, I don't know if you can, let me back this up a little bit. It's actually portable now because I read it so much that it fell apart. So, yeah.
That's cool though.
Now, I still have it and I'm going to show you guys something. Whenever I would attend like prophecy conferences or lectures, you can't even see because of the light. I used to get my Bible signed by the teachers that I thought were really, really dope. Somebody that I learned from. Okay, let me put this to the side. The reason why I love the book of Genesis, because by the time I got to the book of Revelation, a lot of the verbiage, a lot of the same language was in the book of the book of Genesis. For an example, Rick, I believe that history repeats itself, and I believe the scriptures repeat itself. I mean, history repeats itself, and I believe scripture proves that. I'll give you just an example. In the beginning, we had perfection. In the end, we're going to have perfection. In the beginning, we had a tree, a tree of life. In the end, we have a tree of life. In the beginning, we had a man with a mark on his forehead. In the end, the Revelation, we have a mark on their forehead. Okay? We have so many, if you will, types that the Old Testament, the book of Genesis, is pretty much the book of Revelation, and the book of Revelation is pretty much the book of Genesis. Somebody told me this years ago that the Old Testament is the New Testament concealed, and the New Testament is the Old Testament revealed. Okay? So things come full circle. Let me just build my foundation before we get into the whole Antichrist thing. Every time they've asked Jesus, People say Yeshua, whatever turns you on, you say it. What is it going to be like right before your return? He was asked twice, 2 different times. And he said this, specifically said this, as it was in the days of Lot. Okay, now for those of you guys who don't know what happened in the book of Genesis in the days of Lot, there were actually 4 cities. And the book of Jude happens to be a brother of Jesus. That might be a bit controversial for some, but he had brothers and sisters. Jude wrote that these people gave themselves over to sexual immorality, and that's why God destroyed Sodom, Gomorrah, and the cities around them. The other 2 cities were Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim, okay? And those 2 cities you can also find named in the book of Ezekiel.
And how many people survived?
3 people survived. 4 people were let out, 3 people survived, okay? And why were those cities destroyed?
I mean, a multitude of things. They were just wicked, sexual immorality, homosexuality. It was
pretty much homosexuality.
Yeah, it was rampant.
Okay. Now, isn't it funny that they asked Jesus, what is it going to be like right before your return? And what does he say? As it was in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah, or the days of Lot. In other words, those days are going to come full circle, and we're seeing it come to pass right now.
Yep.
Okay, we're seeing it come to pass. Here's another one. What is it going to be like right before your return? As it was in the days of Noah before the flood.
Before the flood.
Okay, because some people just say in the days of Noah. Before the flood.
It was a lot different after the flood. That's why he clarified.
Yes. Now it says that man's heart was only evil continuously.
Yeah.
And you know what also happened before the flood? The Nephilim.
Yep.
Something came down from the sky and made it with women, and they had giants. And man's heart was evil continuously. Now ask me how many people were saved during the times of Noah?
8.
8 people. Noah, his wife, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives. 8 people.
So what does that tell you?
That, see, this is why I didn't want to do it. That the narrow gate leads to life and few people find it. But the broad gate
leads to destruction.
And many people find it. Okay, so now,
and
go ahead.
It was 8 people. That the devil was only 8 people away from convincing everyone to turn against God.
From deceiving the whole world.
Yep. 8 people.
And you know what? He was almost successful.
Almost.
What he was going to do, contaminate the bloodline so that the Messiah could not be born.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love this stuff.
It's all there.
This is as freaky as it gets to me.
Okay, so now let's keep going. So now the Antichrist, somebody said, talk about the Antichrist. Okay, I'll tell you who the Antichrist is not. It's not Donald Trump. Okay. Oh, Tony, you're just taking enough from, no, because once we get into the scriptures, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Okay. You know, when Obama was in office, there was a lot of people in prophetic circles that thought he was the anti-Messiah.
Yeah, when I was a kid when Obama was in office, and I heard that often.
Okay, a lot of people said that Obama was the Antichrist. Now, what is the Antichrist? What is the Antichrist? That should be a question. What is? Do you know what that is? The Antichrist. In other words, something instead of or something against.
Something against, but I also feel like it's something in place of what people think is.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
That makes sense?
Yes. Now, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to dig into scripture here. Because the only place that you can find about the Antichrist is not somebody's dumb book that wrote about the book of Revelation, but to go to the book of Revelation itself. Okay. Now, the Bible consists of 66 books. Okay. 39 in the old, 27 in the new. I always tell people to remember these 3 numbers: 39, 27, 66. Okay. Now, don't let that be your code to your email or to your Instagram. But always remember that. And it was written within a span of 1,500 years by 40 different authors. Some of them didn't even know each other. Okay. And believe me, it has stood the test of time, the all-selling book.
Yeah. Tell me how a book written over 1,500 to 2,000 years can have a single-minded thought process.
Now, somebody may say, oh, that book's no different from the Cat in the Hat. Look, let's be honest. If it was no different than the Cat in the Hat and the book is a lie, why are you mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay. So now we come to the book of Revelation. Now I have to cover this before we go any further. There are two types of people that believe the book of Revelation. There's one called the preterist, which is a word that means the past. They believe the book of Revelation was written between 65 and 68 AD, before 70 AD. 70 AD is when the temple in Jerusalem was destroyed. The temple contained the Ark of the Covenant, where God will come down and meet with his people once a year to forgive them their sins. Once a year, and the next year they had to do it over again. Okay? They believe that when the temple was destroyed, the book of Revelation was fulfilled. That's why they date it to between 65 and 68 AD. Now, a futurist like me believes that it was written in 95 AD, and these things still yet have to take place. Now, let me give you a type of Antichrist, someone that was kind of like an Antichrist, but was Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Who did he persecute?
Jews.
The Jews. And what is the Antichrist going to do to people? Give them a number, right?
Yeah.
What did Hitler do?
Gave all the Jewish people a number.
Yeah, so a lot of people said, you see, it's already taking place. That's nice and that's good, but you know what? That wasn't on a global scale.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of moments in history where it I guess like the saying I've always heard where it obviously you've heard history repeats itself, but there's also history doesn't repeat, it rhymes. Mm-hmm. Right? So there's always something that's going to take place that's going to seem similar to what we think it is.
Right. Okay. So now, the Antichrist thing is this, is that I believe, Rick, when I first heard of this man, it wasn't until I was 22. Okay?
The Antichrist.
When I first heard it, I attended a friend invited me, thank you for inviting me, to a prophecy conference. And believe me, I had no idea what that was. What is prophecy? I thought that was like a horror movie.
It sounds like one.
Yeah. And then this man out of Houston, Texas, and I still remember his name. And to be honest with you, I still have the cassette because it moved me that much. His name was Pastor Richard Hurd. And if anybody knows him, he's out of, I believe, Houston, Texas. That's where I believe he's from. Okay. Back then, he ran a church. I got a chance to speak to him, over about 2,000 people, and that was a big time church for back then.
Yeah,
1992. Okay,
that's huge today too, though.
Yeah. So he preached about the Antichrist, and I tripped out so much. So you know what I did? I went looking up stuff to rent from the library, and then I ran into Nostradamus. You know, the prophecy guy, the French dude. But and I was so enamored by Nostradamus. Oh, he told the future. So I remember I went back and I told my friend, the guy that invited me to the prophecy conference, I told him about Nostradamus. And he says, Tony, do you know that in the Old Testament, if you were a prophet and you got one prophecy wrong, what happened to you? And I said, like, no, you get stoned to death. And I was like, what? You know how many prophecies that guy got wrong?
Jeez.
I said, oh, he goes, he was nearly 50-50. Let me take my rental back.
A 50-50 profit.
Yeah, so I was like, but it sounded good, So I go, where do I start reading? I want to know everything. Do I start reading Revelation? And he says, when you go to the movies, do you pay? What time is the end going to almost finish? Because I want to go just at the ending of it.
Yeah.
And then it clicked. So I should just start from the beginning. That's how you watch a movie from the very beginning.
Yeah.
He said, because if not, you're not going to be able to understand the language. So throughout time, my life, I should say, I ran into Christians that told me I am just a New Testament guy. And I'm like, then you're living on baby milk. Because you're not going to be able to understand the language of the book of Revelation when it speaks of if you will, figuratively speaking. You're not going to be able to, it's almost like.
Parables was in the New Testament.
Right.
Yeah.
But when it talks about the dragon, there's dragons in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll understand what that is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start reading. Anything you want to ask, Rick, before we dabble into this. And again, this is something I did not want to touch, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm aware.
Okay, because it's a bit controversial and people take sides, and to me, I don't care. Like, but this is what I believe, and I believe it's still going to happen.
Ultimately, why this happened is because we have a fan that commented, and we read the comments, and
There were actually 3 different people that said they wanted this.
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm going to read, guys, and then I'm going to go back and break it down. Now, I'm going to say this to you guys. I'm not a Bible scholar by far. But I will say this, Rick. As a young man, I understood scripture pretty well. And it wasn't because I'm this great guy. I don't even have a junior high school diploma or a high school diploma. Okay? But when I began educating myself, I truly do believe God began to reveal things to me in a spiritual sense for me to understand what I was reading. Because not just anybody can pick up this book. Understand this. Not just anybody can pick up this book and think you're going to get nuggets from the kingdom.
Yeah, but I think a key word that you said that a lot of people don't do, believe it or not, is you were reading.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Revelation 13. If you guys want to follow at home or if you guys want to read it later, this is where I'm getting my information from. Revelation in the Catholic Bible is called the Apocalypse or Apocalypse. Okay. Revelation meaning the uncovering or the revealing of something. And keep in mind, Rick, can you go to Revelation chapter 1? It's important for us to read this.
Okay.
Chapter 1, verse 1. It's not called Revelations, plural. It's Revelation, singular.
Singular, yeah.
Go ahead and start reading. I'll tell you when to stop.
Prologue, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants the things that must soon take place.
Stop. Okay, who wrote Revelation?
John.
John, okay. He wrote this around 95 AD. He was the youngest disciple. Most people believe that he was a teenager when he followed Jesus. He lived the longest, and he was thrown in the Isle of Patmos because of his testimony. He wouldn't shut up.
The island of yeah.
Okay, so now keep in mind, he is going to write what he has seen, not what he has told. But go ahead.
So he made it known by sending his angel to his servant John, who bore witness to the word of God and the testimony of Jesus Christ, even to all that he saw.
So everything that he saw, he's going to write in here.
Yeah.
So in other words, he was shown the future.
He was given a revelation.
He was given a revelation. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, I want to make this thing clear before we get into it, because everybody wants to talk about the Antichrist, every time we talk about the book of Revelation. But it's not the revelation of the Antichrist.
No.
It's the revelation of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, verse 1.
Of what?
Revelation chapter 13. Okay. If you could put up the first picture. Oh, you know what? Just wait, Alex. I'll tell you when. Okay. The beast from the sea. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his head a blasphemous name. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him power, his throne and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshiped the dragon, who gave authority to the beast, and worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" That should give you an example of what he's going to be involved in, because they said, "Who should make war with him?" Okay, let's keep going. Then I'll come back and we'll break this down. And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwelled in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to cover them. And the authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation, and who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose name had not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity, and he who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. I'm almost done, guys. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. That's a second beast, okay? I'm sorry, that's a third beast. And he had two horns like a lamb. Now you notice it didn't say it was a lamb, but it was like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and he deceives those who dwell on the earth, and those signs which he was granted to do in which the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as do not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small, great, rich, and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell one who has the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has a understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Now, the original Greek is 666. We just like to say 666, but it's actually 666. Now, you can go ahead. You know what? Let's go. Did you put up the Antichrist picture yet? Okay, that one should have been up. Okay, that one should have been up. Now we're going to break this down, and then I'll have you switch to the other picture, okay? It's a lot, guys, but I'm going to try to keep it very, very simple, because just this chapter alone, we could be here weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot, but I'm going to simplify it. Now, be ready, Rick, because I'm going to have you Google something for me, okay?
Okay.
This is John. Once again, he's in the Isle of Patmos. He's by himself. And God reveals things to him that are going to happen in the future. This was 95 AD. So what we are about to see, because I believe that we are the generation that are going to see these things come to pass. Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I believe this is going to come to pass in my lifetime, bro. I truly do believe that. Okay?
It's crazy.
John is going to share with us what we're going to see. Okay. Then I stood on the sand of the sea and saw a beast rising up out of the sea. Okay? That's the Antichrist. Keep count how many people we see. The beast, okay, coming up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Okay, 7 heads, 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns. On his heads a blasphemous name. Crowns represent kings. Okay, crowns represent kings. Now, let's go back. Having 7 heads and 10 horns, 10 kingdoms, 7 heads. You know what that's talking about? A city that sits on 7 hills. Look up what city lives on 7 hills. We'll start there. Now, remember, John is trying to put into words what he saw.
Rome is the most famous city built on 7 hills.
Repeat that again for the people in the back.
Rome is the most famous city built on 7 hills.
That's why people believe that he's going to come out of Europe.
Because of Rome.
Yes. Now, am I saying that that's the city? I'll leave that up to you guys, because that's pretty freaky.
I think it is.
Okay. Now we got one beast comes up out of the sea. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. Now, in order for you guys to understand this language, you have to read the Old Testament. Okay. His feet were like the feet of a bear. Okay. I think you could put up the next picture. Let me see if it's the right one. Okay. No, go to the next one, please. We're talking about this one. Okay. There you go. Okay, now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth was like the mouth of a lion. Now it says this, Rick, pay attention. The dragon. So now we have a beast and a dragon. Go back to the dragon now. So we have a beast and we have a dragon.
Yeah.
That is Satan. Okay, listen to this. The dragon gave him his power. Gave who? The beast.
Okay.
His power, his throne, and great authority. and I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded. Let me start right there. So here we have a beast comes up out of the sea, and the dragon gives the Antichrist his authority. He possesses him.
Satan himself possesses the Antichrist.
Who is the only other person in the scriptures that Satan has possessed personally?
Tell me.
Judas. I'm going to give you guys the scripture. The Last Supper.
Yeah.
What did he say? One of you guys here will betray me.
Yeah.
They all began to question themselves.
Yeah, they all
of
got
them.
nervous.
Okay, then he grabbed the bread, dipped it, gave it to Judas, and he said, that what you do, go do quickly. And the next scripture says, and Satan entered into Judas.
Jesus said, basically, go do what you're going to do.
Go do what you're going to do, okay? And Satan entered into Judas, okay? Now, what was Judas there for? Making sure that he never went to the cross. That's one of the many reasons. I'm going to keep it very shallow, okay? And the only other person is the Antichrist. So that means there are people that say, oh, we worship the devil and the devil came. You guys are small potatoes. He's not going to show up. I'm sorry to ruin it for you. The boogeyman's not going to show up. He'll send some demons.
Yeah. And they'll be convincing.
Yeah. Lucifer. They'll front. They're liars.
Yeah.
Okay. But Satan is not going to show up, pal. You know, you're going to be saying all this mumbo jumbo and all this stuff. He's not coming to the party. He was there. Now, God is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Satan is not omnipresent. Satan cannot be everywhere at the same time. That's what omnipresent means, to be everywhere at the same time. Satan was there at the Last Supper. Okay?
Yeah.
You know what I call that? Dining with the devil.
Yeah. And Jesus did it.
And many of you people dine with the devil. And he's the devil. And I'm saying a type or like.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And so this guy Judas was demonically possessed. I mean, satanically possessed. So this guy, so here we have the dragon gave his power, his throne and his authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded. And his deadly wound was healed. Now I have to stop there. Many people believe that the Antichrist, when he rises to power, he's going to suffer a mortal wound. In other words, he's going to die. And his wound is going to be healed, and he's going to be resurrected.
Okay.
That's what you've heard, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now, I believe he was Pope John Paul.
Can you just repeat that just in case people missed it? You're saying that the Antichrist is going to be wounded?
It says it's going to suffer a mortal wound.
And mortal means life-threatening and or killing.
Killing, yeah. Yeah, I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed.
So as if it had, that can also lead to a staged event?
A staged event. It looks like it might have been, and now it's healed. Now,
can I just clarify something?
I know, but I have to finish.
Go ahead, go.
But Pope John Paul, when he was shot in the 80s, people thought automatically, because of the 7 hills of Rome, that he was the Antichrist.
Yeah.
No. When Ronald Reagan was shot, and him being Catholic and being the president, a man of power, they thought he was the Antichrist. Okay? Just recently, Donald Trump, last year, was wounded, and people were saying, he's the Antichrist. Look, things have to happen first, and I'll break those things down before this happens. What I'm reading before this happens, okay? I almost feel like this is going over your head, but I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible.
It's a lot. It can be really deep, and you are doing a pretty good job of keeping it simple, but I get it.
Okay, so what were you going to ask?
I forgot. I got distracted by the rest of the stuff you were saying.
Okay. So if you remember, just let me know.
Oh, I was just going to clarify that.
Staged. It could possibly be staged.
Yeah, no, that John, people have to remember that John, he's getting revelation of something 2,000 years into the future, give or take.
Yes.
So he is writing, trying to explain things with the language that he knows, which doesn't have as many words as the English language today.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Exactly. Okay. So think about this. We live in a time where possibly something like this can be staged.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, now, here's the problem that I always had with this, because people have said, this guy, he's going to die and he's going to be resurrected. Okay, so now we have the dragon, we have the beast. I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
God the Father and his son. Wasn't his son resurrected?
Yes.
This is a stage resurrection.
Yes.
Okay.
According to the scripture.
Right. Now, Tony, what do you believe? It doesn't really matter what I believe, but I'm going to give it to you guys anyways. I don't believe that he's going to be resurrected unless God allows it, because the Bible tells us that Jesus himself said, I am the resurrection, the truth, and the life. No one else can resurrect himself. That's why Christ is who he is, because he rose from the dead.
Yeah. He's the only
Okay, so
God
now,
that did.
if God allows this, then it's God allowing this man to be resurrected, because Satan can't resurrect nobody, pal.
Yeah, but also even like
That's a lot to chew on.
It is, but let's just say it's a staged
Right.
mortal event. The resurrection can be staged as well, and people will believe it.
People will believe it. Now, listen to this, because according to him, people are going to believe it. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they believed it.
They followed the beast.
Yes, the beast, okay? So they worshiped the dragon. Now we have the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like the beast, who is able to make war with the beast. So they worship the dragon, Satan. They worship the beast, the Antichrist. And who's able to make war?
They're basically saying like who can touch this guy?
He's also going to be a military man, a man of power.
Yeah.
Because who wants to go against him?
Who wants to go against a guy that can die and come back?
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's freaky, okay?
It is to me.
Okay, so now let's keep going. Now we have another one rising. People always just talk about the Antichrist, but they forget the dragon. Okay? Now let's
Satan.
Yes. And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemous. Okay? And he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Now, all you math teachers, what is 42 months? 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Now, let me unpack some things. May 14th, 1948, Israel became a nation again. Okay? I want to say it was June 11th, 1967. I may have my dates wrong, but I got the year right. Jerusalem was restored, being the capital of Israel. Okay. For a while it was Tel Aviv that was the capital in the modern day, and then it was changed back now to Jerusalem. Okay, being the capital. Now, I released a post a long time ago, last year, and I said, pray for Israel when they were going to war with Palestine. Okay. Now, I got a lot of hate for that one.
Naturally.
But let me explain what I meant when I said that. I was happy that that land was where it's supposed to be, because now these scriptures can be fulfilled.
Yeah.
Now, are the people living there living right? No, they weren't even living right during the time of Christ.
Correct.
I have to make that very clear.
Yeah. Yes.
I am thankful that prophecy has been fulfilled.
Yes.
Okay.
But you can say that Jewish people, for the most part, there's Messianic Jews who believe that Jesus is the Messiah. But Jewish people, their religion
as a whole
is not what Christians believe.
Look, some people, I've known Christians that have told me, oh, we need to talk to a Jewish rabbi for him to interpret the scriptures. They didn't know how to interpret it during the time of Christ.
That's why they have the Talmud.
The Babylonian Talmud, and I believe it's the Jerusalem Talmud. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. Yes.
They have Kabbalah. They have all of these things. Now, again, it's a lot to unpack. So let me finish. Why did it mention 3.5 years? Because in order for this to be fulfilled, Israel had to be back in its land. Why? Because the anti-Messiah, the Antichrist, knew that there would be havoc with all of these Islamic countries surrounding Israel. So what does he do? Everything that's happening over there was told to us.
Yeah.
So you know what he does? The Antichrist walks in and he talks to the prime minister and he says this: we're going to do a peace treaty. For how long, Rick? Do you know? 7 years. 7 years. That's what you guys call the 7-year tribulation.
And what's 7 years cut in half?
What I read. Okay. 3.5 years. Okay. So that's what he makes a peace treaty with them. Okay. Now, so here's what happens. For the first 3.5 years, you know what happens of that? There's peace. There's peace. Now, this one might blow your mind. Okay. In Jerusalem, there's the Wailing Wall where all the Jewish people go and they cry and they leave their little notes and stuff, okay? That wall is the last wall standing that used to surround the temple. The temple that Jesus said in Matthew 24 that it will be destroyed. Those ruins are still there. So when somebody tells you that Jerusalem's in Utah, there's no archaeological artifacts that prove that. It's in Jerusalem. So they go pray there because that's where the temple once stood. Now, if you guys want part 2, I'll be able to break it down a little bit more. What's there now instead of their temple? Okay. Here's another one. And you can ask your Jewish buddy. No Jew today knows what tribe they're from.
Yeah, because.
Okay, let me keep going. In 1992, I bought a book called Ready to Rebuild by a guy named Thomas Ice and Randall Price. And I've met both of them and they both signed my book. You know why they wrote that book?
No.
Because in the 90s, they had already laid a cornerstone that they were going to start rebuilding the temple.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They were going to start rebuilding that temple. Everybody was talking about, we're living in the last days in the 90s. Okay. And then there's even a group of people that have been raising red heifers. Spotless red heifers. Why? To sacrifice.
That's what they sacrifice in biblical time.
Okay, so now, but the reason why they can't build it, or the reason why they can't serve, because out of the 12 tribes, only the Levites can serve in the temple.
Because those were the priests.
Those were the priests. And if you don't know who a Levite is, who's going to serve?
And why don't we know, again, who's from what tribe?
That's going to take me, if you guys want part 2, I'm not going to go there. Honestly, I want to, but ask your Jewish buddy what tribe he's from and he doesn't know. None of them know. So now.
Hebrew Israelites know. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Yeah. I told you not to joke around,
Sorry,
bro.
my fault.
Okay. So now, this is why I don't like talking like this, because I really take these things serious. Okay. So now, let me say this. And I know this is a lot, and I'm trying to keep it very, very simple, guys. So I apologize, but we're trying to get to the Antichrist. So in the midst of those 7 years, he breaks the treaty with Israel.
Yeah.
But now the scriptures tell us that he's going to allow Israel to build their temple. You know why he's going to allow Israel to build their temple? Because there's going to come a time and place that when he breaks that treaty, he's going to walk into that temple and in their eyes commit blasphemy, because he's going to proclaim himself to be God. What has the devil wanted his whole life? To be worshipped. What did he tell Jesus during the temptation? Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to throw everything down on the floor. I'll give you all the kingdoms and all their glory. Just bow down and worship me.
Yeah.
And Jesus rebuked him. Then he left and he said, I'll come back at another opportune time. Okay? But that's what he wants to do. And then guess what? Guess what, guys? Guess what? It's happening now. The whole world will turn against Israel, just like the scriptures told us. And you know what, Israel? You're doing a great job.
They're doing a great job of making everyone hate them.
That's what I meant. Because I know somebody will clip this.
Yeah.
And just take it, at least clip it in context. You're doing a great job of making everybody hate you. And you know what? This is what's happening right now. So when all chaos breaks loose over there, guess who steps in? So when you see somebody trying to make peace with Israel, hey, red flags ought to come up. Hey, I think that might be that guy right there. Okay? So now, here we go. He was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and he was given authority to continue for 42 months, for 3.5 years. That means 3.5 years have already passed. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and authority was given him over every tribe, every tongue, every nation, and all who dwell on earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. So here we have a bunch of people who were never believers that are going to openly worship him because their name was never written in the Lamb's book of life. Okay, so now it says all who dwell on the earth. So it's a global thing. It's a global thing. Every tribe, every tongue, and every nation.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me keep going. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. Let me skip a little bit because we get to another beast.
Okay.
So right now we have the dragon and the beast who's the Antichrist. Now listen to this. The beast from the earth. Okay. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth. Now bring up the picture of all three beasts together. No. Right there. Thank you. All three beasts together. It says, then I saw another beast coming up from the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. So it didn't say, we have to pay attention when it says like.
Yeah. It's just a reference.
Right. So like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. Okay. Now you can go back to the other one to like a dragon. Remember the one with a dragon in sheep's clothing, the one right before it. There you go. So that's a dragon in sheep's clothing. Okay. And he exercises, look at all the authority of the first beast, in other words, the Antichrist, in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, the Antichrist, whose deadly wound was healed. Okay?
Yeah.
He performs great signs, magic tricks, if you will. Okay? He performs great signs so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Okay? This is a religious figure with the Antichrist, who is a, if you will, a ruler, a man of power with religion.
Yeah.
Okay? So a lamb is Jesus was a Messiah. He was a teacher. He was a rabbi. So this false prophet is a religious figure. Okay? And if he comes from the city with the 7 hills, we have a pretty good idea who it might be. Okay? And okay, look, and he deceives those who dwell on the earth by what? By the signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. Okay?
Okay.
And lived. So now, the false prophet tells the world, make an image of the Antichrist, and you guys are going to worship him. Look, it's not going to be that hard. I'm going to tell you why. There's people that worship images today.
All the time.
I'm going to leave that there. Okay?
Yeah. That's not that far-fetched.
Okay, but now the threats come.
Yeah.
Okay? He was granted, who? The false prophet. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So now, in the book of Genesis, God breathed in man the breath of life, and man lived. Here we have, this false prophet breathes into this image, and he causes the image to live. And if you don't worship the image of the beast, he will kill you. So now you're forced to worship. Hey, let me tell you something, man. There's one religion that has surpassed the Catholic religion. Okay?
Yeah.
And that is the fastest growing enforced religion in the world. And there is only one religion that still kills with the sword.
Can I say it?
No. Okay? I want them to think this, okay? Since you guys wanted this, I'm giving it to you.
Figure it out in the comments.
Okay? And he causes, listen to who he causes, all both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, okay? And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, let me stop there. So now he makes his economy with worship. You're going to be forced to worship, okay? And you're going to get this mark, or else you're not going to be able to eat. How are you going to feed your family? You know what that tells me? Nobody's going to be deceived into taking this mark. You're going to know what you're taking.
Yeah.
Okay? You're going to know, because I'll tell you what.
Take it or starve.
Take it or starve, and that's where I believe the church during that time is going to go underground.
Yeah.
Okay? Now listen to this. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. So now let's go back to the 3 images. Here we have a picture, Rick. Yeah. You can see it right here. That's why I bought the TV right here.
The camera's in the way for me.
Okay. Here we have the dragon.
Yeah.
Here we have the beast. And to the right, there we have the false prophet. So we have 3. What does 3 represent? The triune God, or if you will, the Godhead, the Trinity. So that's kind of like a mock. What is God's number? What is God's perfect number? 7.
Yeah.
6. 6. 6. Okay. Now, did we have another picture up there? I think of the 3. Okay, put it up there, please. There it is right there, 666. That's what most people would call the unholy Trinity. Now, the word Trinity does not appear in the Bible, but the word Godhead does, which speaks of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So now, Rick, since I'm trying to keep it very simple, is there anything that you want to ask me about this? Or Alex? I just gave you guys the basics.
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is that it seems like everything goes in circles, because
it repeats itself.
It repeats itself, yeah.
Right.
With the story you just told me, it coincides with other stories that from the beginning of the Bible.
Right. Now, Rick, this is what I want you to think about, and I want you guys to ponder on this, what I'm about to tell you. Before 1948, before Israel became a nation, could these scriptures have been fulfilled?
No.
No, because the temple was going to be where?
In Jerusalem.
So it has to happen there.
Yeah.
So in order for the temple to be rebuilt, it had to be named Israel again.
Yeah.
Okay. Before that, you know what people were paraphrasing, were spiritualizing. That when the Antichrist walks into the temple, no, it's when the enemy, this is the temple of God, and he walks into you. You can't allow him to consume you. And when you take his mark, the mark is really the way you think. That's why he says the forehead. That's where your brain is at.
And what, the right hand, because it moves on its own?
Pretty much. So they were spiritualizing scripture. So now Israel becomes a nation. This book it gives a new life. Now, here's the crazy part. In 70 AD to 1948, it was almost 2,000 years.
Exactly, almost 2,000
Almost
years.
2,000 years. So it was desolate.
Yeah.
Okay? In the book of Ezekiel, it says that God was going to restore those people back to their land. Guess what? When I saw that, I said, this must be true. This must be true. So what I did, I started dabbling more and more and more and more in Bible prophecy. And I cannot help but to believe that it is true. Look, I don't care, honestly, what people think about me, because I believe in this book. I really do not care. And you shouldn't care either. I mean, if you're bold about your pride flag, what can I be bold about what I believe? Cool. If that's what you want to do behind closed doors, but now you're doing it in front of everybody, go for it. But, yeah, other than that, if there's anything that you want to add to that, Rick, or...
No.
I thought you had more questions than that, man.
Every time I tried asking a question, it was going to trail off into something more.
Well, I was trying to teach, and you kept trying to interrupt. So
no, I have no question to further.
Well, I didn't want to ask the question, but isn't the that square thing behind the wall?
See,
what square thing?
The Muslim,
I wasn't going to bring that up.
You see, though, that's something that
but
led to a segue of that.
That's what I wanted to know, because
Okay.
about the weeping wall.
That's a good question.
Okay, I'm going to cover that because they brought it up. He wanted to ask me, and he wanted to ask me. Okay. Where the temple was once built, where according to the Jewish people, this was their holiest site on earth. They had a tabernacle. Oh, well, should I say a temple? Inside that temple, there's 3 rooms: the outer court, the inner court, the Holy of Holies. If you guys have seen Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, if you remember, they carried it by 2 poles. The lid had 2 angels. Okay, when Steven Spielberg did that movie, he took the dimensions from the Bible and he built a replica. That's what they had in that temple. Now, those 2 angels on top were cherubims. Okay, and once a year, if God accepted their sacrifice, his spirit would come down. Okay, and only the high priest could be in that room, the Holy of Holies. That's why in the Raiders of the Lost Ark, when the high priest opened it, God did not approve of him. In that movie, he killed everybody. You notice that Harrison Ford and that woman kept their eyes closed because they weren't allowed to see the ark. They weren't high priest. But everybody wanted to see. So now, in 70 AD, that was destroyed. Okay, the temple was destroyed. And
Who destroyed it, Tony?
General Roman Titus. And he came down and he destroyed it and dispersed the children of Israel to the 4 corners of the earth. That's why we have Russian Jews, German Jews. That's what they're everywhere. Okay. And then in the last days, it said that they will bring them back. So that's how I know we're in the last days. Okay. Now, Israel is no bigger than San Bernardino.
Is that right?
It's no bigger than San Bernardino. I want you to think about that. Fine, cool, but why does everybody, well, if you look on a map, like on a globe, it's not even the size of my thumbnail.
Yeah.
And it's surrounded by what? All Islamic countries. And you know what they did? They built a mosque, the Dome of the Rock, right there where the temple is, on temple grounds.
Yeah.
So there's always been a halt. We can't build a temple. Why? Because that mosque is on our property. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They can't blow it up. There'll be a holy war.
Hey, Tony, what was the reasoning behind putting that there? Because it holds a rock or something, right? I mean,
You know what? I'm going to let you guys answer that. Think if I'm trying to withhold from something happening.
Yeah. This is.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay. If I'm trying to hold back prophecy from happening, but knowing the inevitable that it's going to happen, but I'm just trying to buy time. Okay. Then we're told that in the Eastern Gate that still exists,
It's just
that the Messiah would come down at his second coming at the end of those 3.5 years.
yeah. Through.
Yeah, the Mount of Olives. Wait. Come down, land on the Mount of Olives. There's going to be a great earthquake, and there's already an earthquake fault at the Mount of Olives. Walks through the Eastern Gate. But you know what they did?
I know what they did.
Go ahead, say it.
They covered it. They blocked the Eastern Gate. It's sealed. Shut
It's sealed,
with
and
concrete, and there's a Muslim graveyard in front of it. This is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I get it, though. I understand. I want to say things, but I know it can trail off into 1,000 different things.
Now, what are they trying to stop from happening through that Eastern?
The Messiah coming to reclaim.
But you know what he wants to do? No, I'm going to reclaim it first.
He's going to try to, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's the he's going to be what people believe to be Christ in place.
So I gave you guys a shallow version, if you will, because I'll try to simplify it, who the Antichrist is. Now, there was a book written, I forgot when it was written, but my brother read it. I tried to read half of it, and I thought it was stupid. It's called Behold the Pale Horse.
Okay.
Okay, Behold the Pale Horse. And this guy supposedly named the Antichrist. Look, I don't care if the Antichrist is named Juan Carlos. Okay? I don't care what kind of cologne he's going to wear. I really don't care. This guy is going to be Satan possessed. Okay? The book was like this, like a phone book.
Yeah.
And I remember I ordered it and I sent it to my brother when he was in college, if you know what I mean. And he read it. Oh, this book is so good. Why would you read that book when this one tells you?
Yeah.
You know, so.
When he was in college.
Okay. I'm going to look something up, you guys. I'm going to give you guys a little nugget, okay? Okay, give me a second. Go ahead and say something.
Oh, I'm just I enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want dead air.
Just silence. Yeah, man. I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. There's no other way to put it than it's all there. You just have to be willing to read it.
Okay.
It is pretty cryptic though. I mean, how long did it take you to figure all that out? Reading it and learning. And
Years. And that's why
when you read that, it sounds just like you're just talking about weird monsters.
That's why I can simplify it. Okay. Now, it talks about 4 horsemen in the book of Revelation. Okay. And it talks about a white horse, which, a white horse, a red horse, a black horse, and a pale horse.
Pale but not white.
Pale but not white. That's unleashed on the earth. Okay? Now, in what makes this book so beautiful to me, that whenever you hear numbers mean something. Okay? Whenever you see colors mean something. So when John wrote white, red, black, and pale horse,
I know where you're getting at.
he meant something. Now, want me to give you guys a nugget?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Every country that surrounds Israel has those colors in their flag.
Exactly. Think about that.
Okay. You don't believe me? Let me show you.
And I'm just listening because, again, I don't know how far Tony wants to take this.
Not that far.
Exactly. So I'm going to learn just like you guys.
Okay, here it is right here.
Woof.
Here you guys go. Here you guys go. You guys don't believe me? Go look it up.
That's Palestine, by the way, guys. Look up every flag from that area. They're all the same colors. What are the odds? Pale is green, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Someone put that. It's a light green. Most people, if you think pale and you don't know, you're going to think like a pale human.
Okay.
See?
I'm trying to see if I should give you guys one more before we take calls.
Why not?
I know. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Okay. Let me look it up really quick, guys. Okay. Okay.
Alex, what do you think so far, man?
Hey, we're doing some good research right now. Like some good, we're getting some good knowledge.
It's a lot
right
of
now.
information, man.
Yeah,
it's a lot,
It's freaky.
Especially if you don't know anything about it. You did try to simplify it as much as possible, but I understand that it's deep, especially because, again, when John wrote it,
right,
it was a vision given to him, revelation, right, of something happening thousands of years into the future. So he had to write it in the way he saw it. So there's no real, like, he can't just say it's a dude in a black tuxedo,
right,
walking down looking like Gavin Newsom.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
on No King's Day.
On No King's Day, yeah. Dude, I saw a video of the No Kings protest, and there was these 2 dudes that were at the No Kings protest, right? But one of them decided to play a prank on his buddy, and he was like just yelling, "He's a Trump supporter," to his buddy.
Yeah, I saw
Everyone
that.
started turning on him.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The dude was like, "No, no, no." I love it.
Okay, I'm almost there, guys. Just give me a second.
How's your weekend, Alex?
Good, man. Just been busy at work, man.
You do anything freaky this weekend?
Not really.
Yeah, you just chill, huh?
Yeah, just chilled. Yeah, it was a slow week, but Saturday I caught up with everything.
Okay. This is the book of Genesis, one of my favorite books. The favorite book. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up with this, guys. Because I want to get to the phone calls, and if you guys want a part 2 later on, we'll go a little bit deeper than this. Okay, this is fun stuff for me. Okay, this is the story of Noah. Once again, the disciples asked Jesus, what would it be like right before you return? And he said, as it was in the days of Noah before the flood.
Before the flood.
So I just want to read to you guys something. This is where you guys got to dig. Okay. The earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Now, when the scriptures repeat itself, it means something. It means something. There's a clue there. Okay. It says, the earth was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence. Now, violence one time. So God looked upon the earth, and indeed it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted their way on the earth. Now, let's go. And God said to Noah, the end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence. He said it again. This book was written in Hebrew. Look up, what does violence mean in Hebrew? I'll wait.
Luckily, I can type quick. The primary word for violence is the primary word for violence is Hamas.
I'll leave it at that. Alex, let me go ahead and plug it in.
Jamás pensé.
Wow. On that note,
Okay,
Caesar
roadcaster.
from Paris, I need you to lighten up the room a little bit, brother.
Am I connected, Alex?
Thank you, sir.
Okay. I'm trying, bro. Hold on.
I like talking with the headphones on because I can hear the background music.
I don't. Connected? Okay, why did you have to wait for me to ask you? Right when I asked.
Yes, sir. There's a delay.
Okay, let's go, guys. Here we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from? Caller. Am I connected though?
Yeah.
All right, I'm hanging up. Okay, caller from Yuma. Call back, bro. There we go. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yo, what up, Tony? This is your boy Luis from Yuma, Arizona.
Luis, ¿cómo estás? Everything good?
Good, bro. Enjoying the show. So, I was listening on this other show, this Mexican paranormal show.
Yeah.
And this guy had this El Brujo Mayor de Catemaco.
Yes, I'm going to do one on
This
him.
guy... Huh?
I'm going to do a freaky tale on him.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, his name is Unicornio Negro.
I got all his info. Yes. But if you could
All right,
elaborate.
man. So this guy's talking about that the Antichrist is Prince from Monaco.
He what?
So this guy is that the Antichrist is the prince, Hassan, Crown Prince of Morocco.
Oh, Morocco. Okay. Okay. You know, a lot of people believe he's going to come from Europe. A lot of people believe he's going to come from the Middle East. I don't really care where he comes from.
And they say that this guy, and that's what this guy's claiming, that he's like, oh yeah, it's a very young prince, and he's from the Middle East, and he didn't really say where he was from, but then he started giving out the clues, and then he said the Prince Hassan, and sometimes I was like, oh shit, well, I started looking him up, and man, dude, no one's allowed to, as soon as somebody's about to kiss his hand, he moves it real quick.
Yeah.
And he's like well protected. Like, look into this guy.
Okay, do me a favor, bro. Can you send me the links or anything on Instagram or, with the 28 The Wiz or on Freaky Tales to what you saw?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro. I did. I sent it to your Tony A, the Wizard, not to Freaky Tales.
Either one.
I send you the Evil Granny too.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just resend it. I mean, yeah. Please do, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna shoot you the link where this guy's talking about this guy real quick, so you guys can look into it.
Okay. Thank you, my bro. I appreciate it.
All right, bro. You guys have a good night, man.
You too.
Have a good one, brother.
Okay. The last one blessed your socks off, huh?
Yeah, that was a good one.
It's all in there.
It's all there.
Don't drink the apple. Okay, here we go. Oh, here he is, your boy. It's your boy.
Tony A, Peter from Paris.
I know. I can smell you.
Ha ha! See, I was gonna say something, but we'll leave that for the next show. What's up, Ricky J?
What's up?
Shout out to Luis from Luma. Also, special shout out to Alex Cervantes, Montes Enterprises. Everybody, go get your intake sensors on Bank One check. Small check your shit. Even if you need your engine light unplugged, he's your man. Now, I don't know, Tony. Very interesting show. Very very knowledgeable in your scriptures. With all due respect to everybody all the way around, but I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. The only four horsemen that I've ever witnessed in my eyes, with my own eyes, is my man Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Lex Luger, and my boy Mike Rotunda. Rest in peace.
That's a good
Those
one.
are the only four horses that I've ever seen. Now, and I don't know about this, if this is real or not, but I heard there's a city, a country somewhere that you already have a grade or a number, a score, as they say. And it's by face recognition. So you got the score right on your face. But if you jaywalk or if you do a certain crime, your numbers delete or they go up or not. That would kind of like be the same way as walking around with the mark of some type of beast on you.
You're talking about
I don't know.
a social credit score.
You're right, in a way. I mean, because I bet these guys that were chiseling back in stone didn't think AI and Jack Kid BC was going to do everything for them. What a world that would be. Who knows? But as far as dragons, seven crowns and whatnot, and hills and all this, it's a good thing. But the one thing everybody has to recognize is this: anybody and anything could be an anti-anything. A couple shows back, we were doing a show on anti-pussy-getting motherfuckers. There's guys everywhere. There's people everywhere. People of all these things. Now the 666, a lot of people have. You know what I mean? All kidding aside, let's say two or three, a couple things. A lot of people also believe that Satan stands for Saturn. You know, 12 over 6 equals C, as in carbon, as we're all made out of carbon. We're carbon-based life forms. A lot of people say we're 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, and yada, yada, yada. It goes into a lot of things, and that is what's special about literature. That is what's special about everybody having their own opinion. Because an opinion don't make you right. It just makes you collect all kinds of things collectively. That's why Caesar from Paris always says the moon and the sun rise because we all believe it does. Caesar from Paris, man. And I'm out. Or what?
I don't know. You out? Turn them up, bro.
And I'm out.
Okay. There you go.
You're the man, Caesar from Paris.
Yeah, Caesar from Paris. Thank you for calling in, Caesar from Paris. It's always entertaining. Thank you. Okay, look at his number 666. So
It sure was.
call your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, my name's Jaden. I'm calling from Sacramento.
Hey, Jaden, how are you? Is this the first time calling in?
No, I've called in before.
Okay, okay. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just want to say, thank you for doing the episode. I had commented asking if
Oh, that was you.
you could do the episode,
Oh, cool, man.
and a couple other people also did.
Yeah, thank you,
So,
man.
just first off, thank you for doing it.
You know, I wanted to ask you, well, you're very welcome. I wanted to ask you, what was it about it that made you want to reach out to us and can you do an episode? Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to do it. Because again,
Well, I'll say this, Tony. I've called in before. I told you that I come from like 3-4 generations of atheists.
you're right.
Never heard about never read the Bible before, and through your show with David Roach and all that, I've been reading the Bible and learning about it, and I listen to his sermons and all that. So, I respect that you take it very serious, and it, like you said, if you believe we're in these times, then it's one of the most important things to discuss and to let people know who don't know. So first off, that's why. But yeah, I just wanted to, like I said, you take it serious, and I don't know any of this stuff. We're just reading the Bible for the first time, and people were hating on the comments and all this, but whatever. If you don't want to watch, don't watch.
Right.
But
You
I
know,
think it's freaky, and
I think we talked before that we were supposed to talk on the phone. Do you follow me on Instagram on either Freaky Tales Podcast or on Tony Either Wiz?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I follow you on Instagram.
Okay, do me a favor. Reach out to me. Let me know that it was you and leave me your number. I would love to talk to you, bro.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. So,
And,
well, let me ask you this. Is
just
this
a
your
couple
number right here?
questions from the conver-
Is this your
Yeah, this is my number.
Okay, I'm going to screenshot it and then I'll shoot you a text tomorrow. Okay, and we'll go from there. But I appreciate you calling in, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And just a couple of questions.
Go for it.
Do you think, because I was hearing, listening to the conversation, and the false prophet, he gives the image of, I kind of want to know, do you think like AI will play a part in that? And because the image is given life and it enforces the belief in the Antichrist, and that kind of seems like where we're going, where AI is almost becoming a thing of its own and it's connected to everything.
Look, I would like to say yes, but keep in mind, I want you to keep this in mind. When I read that over and over and over and over in the 90s, AI was not around. Okay? Now I want to tell you something, Rick. AI, we've kind of been desensitized to AI because we see what AI can do.
Yeah.
I believe when this happens, it's going to be something that it's going to deceive the world, and they're going to marvel over it to the point where out of fear, they will worship this image.
Okay.
So it's going to have to be something that drastic, I believe. I don't believe it's going to be like a hologram. I believe it's not going to be something that we've seen already. If they can make an image come to life, like somebody creating a statue and then breathing in it and all of a sudden it moves, wouldn't that shock the hell out of everyone?
Yeah, but I also think that let's just say if it was a hologram and you don't know it was a hologram,
right,
it'll shock everyone. I think that can fool people if technology gets so good.
But that's what I mean. It has to be something like that.
Yeah, where you can't see the cables based. You know what I mean? I get what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
It just can't be like, oh, dude, bro, we see AI Tupac now. We see,
Yeah.
AI Martin Luther King. We're kind of being desensitized where it's not like, oh, wow, anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
It has to be, oh, wow, where it strikes fear into people. I believe it has to be something
Do you
that.
think it will be a image of the quintessential Jesus as a deception,
No, it's the image of the Antichrist. It's the image of the beast, of him. He wants to be worshipped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is why I didn't want to go deep into this. So if you guys want a part 2, when the video is up on YouTube after the live chat, comment part 2, or whatever, and I'll do it. But I wanted to, that's why I said in the very beginning, history repeats itself, because we have a type of Antichrist in the book of Daniel when it comes to Nebuchadnezzar, and he forces people to worship his statue.
So you think there's been many throughout time trying to get to the place where it is today?
And you know what he said? If you don't worship, when the music starts playing and get on your knees, start worshiping me, you die.
Yep.
And there were 3 boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that said, nuh-uh. So, yeah. I just didn't want to go there, bro. I was trying to keep it shallow.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate it, Tony. Thank you for taking it serious
Absolutely.
and sharing with all of us.
Thank you, my bro. I'm glad you appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, did you know that about Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what they named the ship Nebuchadnezzar from the Matrix? They took everything from the Bible, bro. Even the talking donkey they took for Shrek. So, and then they say it's a fairy tale book. Okay, cool, whatever.
That is the name of the ship in the Matrix, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then the lady's name's Trinity.
Yep. Yeah, they say that that's an entire reference to the Bible.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
his name? Morpheus is Judas.
Yeah.
Is there an oracle?
An oracle will probably be like the picture of the Holy Spirit, because that's where they get all the wisdom and knowledge from, supposedly from her. Yeah. So, and the Savior, you know who supposedly the Savior is.
Yeah.
So
The dude that dodged the bullets.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, those graphics still look good today.
Yeah.
They're
Okay,
not
guys,
bad.
let's go. If you guys don't make no phone calls, then I'm gonna go have drinks with the Antichrist.
Newsom?
Yes, new scum.
New scum.
Okay, new scum.
I like that he always clarifies it too.
Okay. The guy that calls in from San Diego just to make a noise, call in. Here we go. Call her your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tony. My name is Patricia. I've been a long-time listener, first-time caller. I've never been able to get through.
Oh, great, Patricia. Patricia, thank you for calling in. Thank you for being a part of the show. We really appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit tonight.
Very, very much. I hope we get a part 2, and thank you for all your words, and we need more people to talk about this stuff.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You know what? And again, Patricia, I wasn't going to talk about it because, again, a lot of people get offended when I mention, the Bible, the scriptures. But since I thought the Antichrist was a little freaky topic, I said, why not?
Freaky to me.
Yes. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of you guys doing this. I've been sharing it by texting it to people, and hopefully it gets out there more.
Awesome. I truly, truly appreciate it. And like I said, if enough of you want a part 2, then we'll go ahead and do a part 2 because I could dig a little bit deeper. But one thing that I want to do, I want to encourage everyone that everything that I've read, I just want to encourage you guys to go do your own homework, your own research. I don't ever want to be a person that says, believe me. No, do your own research.
Is there any way to get some sort of, like in the text, say, maybe try looking into this so that we can go and do that as well?
Yes,
like a reference?
I would probably say first read, if you could get yourself a good study Bible, go to Revelation chapter 13 and reread everything that I've said. And then from there, start from the book of Genesis, and believe me, doors will begin to open for you.
Thank you very, very much.
Oh, you're very welcome. You have a blessed night. Okay, thank you.
You too.
Okay. This stuff, to be honest with you, yeah, it is pretty freaky, the Antichrist, Satan possessing him. You have the dragon, you have the beast, and then you have the beast that looks like a lamb but talks like a dragon. So that tells you he's going to be a religious leader.
Yeah, it's freaky to most people that believe in hell.
Yeah. So, again, but this man, the Antichrist, is going to be a man of power, a man of authority. And once again, the religious man. Now think about this. It says that if you don't worship the beast, that means there's going to be a one world religion, a one world economy, a one world leader.
Sounds like Nebuchadnezzar.
I mean, okay, just look at the Tower of Babel. One man led it all, one world economy at the time, one world military. And then guess what? God came down in the book of Revelation after those 7 years. Who's going to come down?
It's all there. That last caller was nice.
I guarantee you I probably lost subscribers tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the ones that hate were able to stay for the whole episode, which is awesome. The irony.
I love my cup.
It's a cool cup.
It's cool.
What does it say on it?
Tony A. That's what it says.
I need to get a cool cup.
You need to get a cool cup. I have several. Look, if you guys are not going to call in, we'll just end it. I'm cool for tonight. I'm glad I got it off my chest. And, you know what? Let's just go ahead and end it right there, Rick. Okay, take this off now.
Hey,
Next
Tony,
week we can talk freaky again.
What's up, Alex?
Is there is there any evidence of there being a Tower of Babel anywhere?
No, people have looked for it. I don't think because it was destroyed.
Yeah,
it was destroyed. But now, do you guys know where now in the book of Genesis when it talks about the Tower of Babel, it was in the land of Shinar, or some people say Shinar, which eventually became Babylon, which is modern day Iraq. So where Saddam chilled, that was the tower
where the Babel was built.
Yes, and that's where most people believe, most scholars believe, that's where Satan fell.
Really? Why is that?
Yeah. I'm not going to get
into a whole
into
other thing. See, that's why I don't ask questions. I just listen.
Yeah. So, okay. But you can ask. But it's just I don't want to go into that. 'Cause
I get it.
It's a lot to unpack, bro. It's a lot to uncover.
Yeah, when the stream ends and the chat's fighting with each other.
Yes, you can ask me whatever.
Yeah.
Tony A got rid of aisle 6 at Ralph's. Yes, I did. But,
Yeah, and 13.
yeah. And 13. Okay, Alex, anything else? Do we have anything to read?
Yeah, we have some super chats.
Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this number off.
You could do it. Take your time. Do it right. You could do it, baby. Just do it tonight.
God. Dad jokes. Gotta love them. Yeah, what do we got?
I don't know why I can't scroll up.
What did you drink in your did you have any kind of freaky soda today?
No, there's
Oh, okay. The red apple.
Ultra.
No, I'm just kidding. Acting up.
Do it tonight.
Take yo.
I can't. Okay, there we go. Yeah, something weird.
Was acting funky.
Yeah. It says Lisa Duran Carrillo. She became a new member.
Thank you, Lisa de Don Carrillo. Thank you.
P Dog 7484 dropped $4.99. He said, "I enjoy Bible references. The comparison of Genesis and Revelations
Being similar.
being similar and interesting. Texas just wants to hear about SPM lyrics."
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that says Hugo Palacios dropped $2 and that's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
That was it? Okay, cool. Other than that, I want to thank everybody who gave, everybody who called in, everybody who paid attention, everybody in the live chat, everybody in the super chat, all of our members. Thank you. Rick, any closing thoughts?
No, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really did. It was a lot of information. I understood it, but I love this stuff.
Yeah.
So I think you broke it down. I think it was palatable. And if you didn't understand it too much, rewatch the episode. That's the beauty of this.
Yeah. Next time, again, once the video is up, it goes up as soon as we close the live chat and it's over, it automatically goes on YouTube. Go and comment part two, no part two. We hated it. It sucked. You suck. Whatever you guys want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, please
just
do.
comment. Okay.
Because we care.
Yeah. Somebody said it was a Bible reading. We told you that's where the information comes from. But I'm glad you said that.
At the beginning of the show,
Yeah.
that's what you heard.
We told you. Okay, so now, look at, if you guys get a part 2, I'll go a little bit deeper. I'll break down the 666, and I'll show you what John might have saw when he saw 666, because that was written in Greek. So we will look at the Greek letters of 666. What does it look like? Then I want to get a little bit into a little bit of Islam. They're waiting for their El Mahdi or El Mahdi, their savior. Okay, and then they got somebody called El Dajjal. And people say that mirrors an Antichrist and a false prophet. And I'll leave you guys with that. Give your shout outs, Rick.
Shout out to my beautiful wife and my 4 beautiful children. If you're watching this, you shouldn't be. You should be asleep.
Shout out to everybody. Much love, much respect to you guys. Thank you for tuning in tonight, Freaky Tales. Other than that, follow me. I just opened up my TikTok, you guys. 2 weeks ago, I got like 2,500 followers. Thank you, everybody who follows me. I'll be posting up stuff from Freaky Tales, from Rhodium Radio, from just wherever. TikTok is the same name as my Instagram, Tony A. The Wiz. Tony A. The Wiz. And if you can't see me, it's because I probably blocked you. But anyways, all right, everybody, have a blessed night. We're out of here. Thank you. Take us away, Alex.
Later.